So let's go over the basics, but before we do, let's just warm our body up with a few poses. So with me, go ahead and get in hands and knees, tabletop position. All right, now from here, I want you to tuck your toes underneath and then just press your butt up to the sky so you're in a downward facing dog. Good. Spread your fingers wide. Look back at your toes and take a moment, pedal your feet, lower your left heel, raise your right. Lower your right heel, raise your left, and do that a few times. Good. Go ahead and come back to regular down dog, and then press your chest back towards your thighs. Good. And any other little movement, if you want to twist side to side, you can. Just taking a few moments here, no big deal. And from here, take a massive inhale. As you do, I want you to shift forward into a plank position. So you're going to float your shoulders over your wrist, draw your belly up and in, and press the floor away nice and strong. So you're really warming up your core and your shoulders. Gaze down between your thumbs. Take an inhale. Good. And then on the exhale, keep your weight shifting forward and keep your elbows tucked in and lower with control. You can drop your knees if you want to, all the way to your belly. Untuck your toes, inhale, cobra your chest up. Good, and exhale, bring it down. Go ahead and push up through hands and knees, butt to the sky, downward facing dog. Good, let's do that one more time. So take an inhale, shift forward to plank. Keep your elbows tucked in, shift your weight forward into your toes, and lower with control with or without your knees, and tuck your toes. Inhale, cobra, lift your heart. Exhale, you can use hands and knees if you want to, but find your way back to downward facing dog. From here, from down dog, drop your forearms so you're in a dolphin pose, basically down dog on your forearms. Don't let your head touch the ground. Press your forearms into the mat like you're pressing the floor away. Hold for 3, 2, 1, then drop your knees. Bring your big toes together. Let your knees stay wide. Kick your butt back all the way towards your feet or towards your heels, forehead on the mat, arms overhead, child's pose. All right. From here, let's just go ahead and come all the way up. All right, if you want more of a warm-up, feel free to go back on any of the other videos I have on my channel. If you want to feel more warmed up before you try this headstand tutorial, feel free. Otherwise, it's nice just to warm up your body, get the blood flowing, activate everything in your body, and then get started. So just a few basic things. I love tripod headstand. It's my headstand of choice because I feel really solid in it. I like having 3 points of contact on the mat. It makes me feel steady. It makes me feel sturdy. Now, if I had head injuries or neck injuries or spine issues, I would not be doing this. But I have a healthy spine, a healthy neck, and I don't have any issues with my neck. So I feel safe doing it. But, if you have any issues or any problems, you probably shouldn't be doing a tripod headstand, right? Always consult your doctor if you're unsure of what you're doing, and pay attention, right? Pay attention to what feels right. So you never want to force yourself or flail around in things just because you want to accomplish them. Do it thoughtfully and carefully, everything. So tripod headstand is an inversion, and so it puts a lot of pressure on your head. Most of the time we spend is on our feet walking around. So we're going to take that whole body weight and you're turning it upside down onto your head and our arms in a tripod headstand. So sometimes it's takes some getting used to feel all that pressure on the crown of our head. So it's something you just want to be real mindful of and thoughtful of and go into real slowly. So when we're in a tripod headstand, we use the crown of our head. So take a moment, feel where that crown of your head is. It's right on top. We don't go here. We don't go here. If you go too far forward, you just aren't going to stay up. You're not going to have good balance. So you really want to feel like the pressure right here at the crown of your head. So take a moment and just feel what that feels like. Maybe press down a little bit and like that's the crown of my head. So we're going to be using the crown of our head as one point of contact and our two palms as the other 2 points of contact in a tripod headstand. So when we do a tripod headstand, a few things to remember is maybe take your hands actually and touch your elbows and then open them up, okay, without trying to move them. That's about how far my arms are apart. My elbows are apart when I'm doing a tripod headstand. You don't want to have them all the way out here, splayed out, because you're not going to be able, again, to have that solid base that you use to help you achieve that perfect balance in your tripod headstand. So you're going to pay attention to that. Pay attention to your elbows drawing in. Another thing is my hands are flat and my fingers are spread wide for that nice support. And my elbows and my shoulders, my elbows are going to bend underneath my shoulders. So pay attention to that as we go through. We're going to go baby steps, and you may not even do a tripod headstand, and you may not ever do a tripod headstand. And if you do or if you don't, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to give you some tools that you can work with and work towards that tripod headstand. And with time and with practice, you're going to gain flexibility, you're going to gain strength, so it will propel you towards that end goal if you ever get there. And again, it's okay if you don't, but you can work on it, okay? And you might surprise yourself. Get on hands and knees, okay? And from here, look at your hands, spread your fingers wide, and then we're going to go ahead and just feel how it feels to put our head on the mat. So put your head on the mat. I'm not quite on the crown of my head yet, but I will be. Take your toes, tuck them, and then lift your hips up. Walk your toes in. So then as you walk them in, then I start finding myself on the crown of my head, like I'm feeling that pressure already, and I'm not even upside down, okay? Take a look at your elbows. Are they out? Do you have your arms wide? If so, you need to bring them in and stack, and then your elbow bends right in line with your shoulder here, okay? Your wrists and your elbows are in line. Your hands or your arms are basically 90 degrees about. All right, so you feel those 3 points of contact. If I could draw a triangle between my head and my hands. Okay, go ahead and walk your toes out, drop your knees, bring big toes together, arms out, forehead on the mat, child's pose, and take a moment. All right, so you felt that pressure, and that might be just enough for you. I'm going to go ahead and come out of that child's pose, and we'll set it up again. So right there is the first step. If that's enough for you, you might just want to play with that for a long time until you start feeling okay with that pressure on your head. Okay? So if it's something that you don't do often, it's hard to get used to. So let's try it again. I'm going to go ahead and get on hands and knees. Fingers are spread wide. Bring your head on the mat. Again, I'm not quite on the crown of my head yet, but I will be. Tuck your toes, butt up, walk your feet in, and now I'm on the crown of my head. All right? So the next step is to walk your feet in even more, okay, until you feel like maybe I could take one of my knees and rest them on my right or left tricep. So if you feel like it, bend your knee, make contact with your knee with your right knee with your right tricep, or left knee with left tricep, and just hold it. You don't even have to go anywhere. All right. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm watching my elbows. I'm feeling them, and I'm pressing them in. I'm consciously not letting them flare out to the sides. I'm pressing into the mat with my fingers nice and strong. All right, release that foot, walk it back down, drop your knees, and take a child's pose. Good. We're going to do that again, but we're going to take the opposite knee to the opposite. We're going to do the opposite side. So I'm going to take my left knee to my left tricep, and I want you to do the same. Okay? All right, so you're going to switch it out. Do the opposite side of what you did before. Fingers spread wide. Bring your head to the mat. Tuck your toes. Butt up to the sky. Feel the pressure on the crown of your head. Walk your toes in. When you're ready, if you're ready, bring your left knee to your left tricep and just hold it. Good. Hold here nice and strong. And let it go. Bring your feet back. Knees drop gently. Press it back, butt to heels, arms out. Child's pose. Nice job. All right. All right, so the next step, if you're ready and when you're ready, it doesn't even have to be the same day. It could be months from now, okay? You're going to get on hands and knees, and you're going to start the same. You're going to put your head down on the mat, tuck your toes, butt up to the sky. Good. Walk your feet in. I'm going to take my right knee to my right tricep. Good. And I'm taking my left foot and I'm coming up onto my tippy toes. All right. And then I'm taking my left knee to my left tricep. Good. I'm pressing actively into the mat. Good. Now from here, gently bring your feet down. Come all the way back. Drop your knees. And you're going to sit back, take a child's pose. It's nice to take a break. It's a lot of pressure on the crown of your head. And that could be enough for you. All right. You could be doing that for weeks, months, days, or for the rest of your life. Really, it doesn't matter, right? It does take a lot of core strength, a lot of belly strength, a lot of shoulder strength, and you want to feel real steady, okay? So from here, we're going to go ahead and practice taking it up slow. So take your hands wide, bring your crown of your head down, tuck your toes, butt up, then you walk it in. Crown of your head is now having pressure on the mat. You have a nice solid triangle base. Bring your toes in. Bring right knee to right tricep, left knee to left tricep. If your feet are low, maybe start practicing bringing them up higher. Okay, that could be the next step. Feet are low, bring them up high. All right, let's take a break. The next step, go ahead and take a child's pose, would be taking one foot all the way up to the sky. And if you feel okay and steady, you could bring your left foot, your other foot, all the way up to the sky. Okay, so from here, take an inhale. On the exhale, go ahead and come all the way up to hands and knees. All right, spread your fingers wide. Bring your head onto the mat. Good. Tuck your toes. Butt up to the sky. Walk your toes in. Feel the pressure on the crown of your head. All right, now from here, you can bring your knee to your forearm. Good. You can bring your other knee up to your forearm, and then you could take one leg up if you wanted. Good. And then bring the knee back in, and then drop your feet slowly. Good. Take a child's pose. Sit it back. Forehead on the mat. Okay, so as you're bringing and tucking that right knee in, you're really using your lower belly for control. You don't want to flail around or go fast. You know, if you have to use momentum, then you might not be ready for it yet, because you've got to use your control and your muscle so you don't hurt yourself. All right, let's come back up to hands and knees. We're going to try bringing both legs up. So I'm going to bring my forehead onto the mat, tuck my toes, butt to the sky, walk my feet in. All right, I'm going to bring my knees up to my triceps. I'm going to bring my right leg up. Good. Engage your belly. Good. Bring your left leg up. Good. Engage your belly. Draw your inner thighs together. Good. Hold your belly, like really activate it, nice and tight. Make sure your arms, your elbows are not flaring out. When you're ready to get out, you bend your knees, bring them in slow, and you can just drop your feet down to the mat and bring yourself into a child's pose. Whew. I'm telling you, talking and being upside down is not the easiest. So coming back up, taking a break. So one thing you really got to remember, if you do, and when you're ready to go all the way up, you're activating everything. You're keeping your belly nice and tight. Your glutes are tight. Your inner thighs are drawing together. So it's a real active pose, even though you might be holding quite still. So let's try it one more time, and then we'll just stretch and rest at the end just a little bit. So here we go. Get on hands and knees. All right, again, pick the stage where you're at and stick with it for a while. So the first stage is bring your head on the mat, tuck your toes underneath, bring your toes in, crown of the head. Stay there as long as you like until you're comfortable. When you're ready for more, walk your feet in more. When you're ready for more, try making contact with your knee and your triceps. All right, you could do one knee at a time if you feel good. You could do two knees at a time if you feel good. Bring one leg up. Bring another leg up. Press the floor away. Engage everything. Glutes, belly, inner thigh together. Good. Don't let the elbows flare out. When you're ready to come out, bend your knees. Good. Use your lower belly. Draw them down nice and controlled. And then bring your feet down to the mat. Drop your knees and take a child's pose. Whew. Nice job. All right. So from here, let's just take a nice stretch for our shoulders. So good. Get up in hands and knees and bring your hands and arms out in front of you. Bring your forehead on the mat. Straighten your arms. Good. Just stretch out those shoulders. Take a moment and breathe. Nice. All right, go ahead and come all the way up. Now from here, inhale your right arm up beside you. On the exhale, slide it behind the left arm. And roll down or put some weight on your right shoulder. Good. Just take a moment here. Close your eyes, stretching out that shoulder. Good. Take another inhale. Use your left palm. Bring your right arm out to the right. Set it down. Then bring your left arm out to the left and bring it behind the right arm. Lay down onto the left arm. Good. Let your head rest on the mat and just stretch out the left shoulder. Take a couple moments here. All right. Press your right palm into the mat, left arm out beside you, and set it down. Very good. So I encourage you to take baby steps when it comes to headstands. You might surprise yourself. It might be more accessible to you than you ever realized. Again, pay attention to those elbows. Pay attention to really activating all those muscles and the alignment, because the alignment can be all the difference. You might have the strength. You might have the control, but if your alignment is off, you might be crashing down to the ground. So just be patient with yourself, get used to how it feels, and try those baby steps every day for as long as it takes, and have a little fun. I hope you have an amazing day. Join me next week where we work on crow pose. Namaste.